Oh boy, we got a disclaimer. Capcom. Yeah. Let's go. What up, it's Shankster94, and welcome to my first playthrough of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Alright, so if you haven't seen the prologue to this full play, I recommend you do because in it I explain a lot about the game and how I'm going to go about it, among other things. Point is, if you watch the prologue, you will understand things a lot better. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. The first playthrough is going to be like the most non-canon to the franchise. Because like I said in the prologue, Resident Evil 3 brings back the zapping system, so there are multiple events that can occur at specific locations. So for this first playthrough, we're going to try to do things the most non-canonically. Alrighty? So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this. This is game number 1. Let's go. New game, and like I said in the prologue, we're going to do hard mode. I'm totally up for hard mode, and there's a lot more to it anyway. So here we go!
Resident Evil.
Okay, buddy, you're missing the 3. They get it in the GameCube version.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella.
This is the voice of Jill Valentine.
No one dared to oppose them. And that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction.
And of course, Umbrella is still the main enemy.
I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
Alrighty, so Jill is in Raccoon City.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070.
Alrighty, so apparently this is the very start of the outbreak. So like I said in the prologue, first half of Resident Evil 3 takes place before Resident Evil 2. So right now, this is before Leon and Claire arrive in the city.
All units proceed to Richmond and Victoria. All right.
Let's do it. Let's move. Go, 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 go. Fire. Come and get it. Son of a... Don't give up. They're too many. Don't hold back.
Ah, crap. Alright, farewell to my life, farewell to my home. This is my last chance for survival. This is my last escape. The words of Jill Valentine. Oh, got blown out of her house, huh? Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second. So, the zombies are made to look exaggeratingly strong in that whole sequence you saw there. Machine guns just weren't doing it, it seems. So, they're way overpowered in those FMV sequences, but in the actual game, a few handgun shots, they usually go down. So, not much to worry about. Anyway, though, our main character is Jill Valentine. She's returning from Resident Evil 1. Apparently, this takes place only a couple months after the mansion incident. This is why it only takes place one day before the events of Resident Evil 2. Alrighty? So keep that in mind. Alright, so what do we got here? We got a handgun, only 15 bullets, no backup ammo, so we better be careful. This thing, oh, this is very important in Resident Evil 3. And as for these two things, Game Instructions A and Game Instructions B, these are the first two files in the game. Now, once again, hopefully you've seen my previous Let's Plays. Throughout the first playthrough of the game, I will try to collect all the files that I can, and I will let you guys read them. I'm just gonna quickly scroll through them, and you could pause on every page that I scroll to. Alrighty? Same thing with the maps. I will give you a quick glimpse of the maps if you want to see them. So the very first file of the game is Game Instructions A. Game Instructions. This explains about various actions, operations on map screen, and operations in the event scenes. Alright, so that file really explains all of the new features of this game compared to the previous two titles, really. And yeah, one thing that's going to be so great for later playthroughs is now I have the ability to skip cutscenes, so we'll go through it much faster. Alright, now let's read the second game instruction. Instructions on the creation of bullets. This explains how to use the gunpowder and the reloading tool. And the reloading tool is that little thing you see next to the handgun. Alright, so with the reloading tool, I'm able to create ammunition. Gunpowder A makes handgun, gunpowder B makes shotgun, and gunpowder C makes grenade rounds. And then I can make certain types of grenade rounds by combining gunpowders, and if I have 3 C's and combine them all, I get magnum rounds, which is really nice. If I combine 3 of the same gunpowder other than C, it just makes a shit ton more of those same bullets. Now another thing I'm going to try to do in this first playthrough, since this first playthrough is going to be the longest, I'm going to try to get the most out of this first playthrough. So we're going to be doing a lot of different things, and it's definitely going to be the longest playthrough. So at the very last page, if you read it, it talked about mixing level improvement. So yeah, if I combine the same gunpowder with the reloading tool multiple times, eventually I'll gain the ability to create enhanced bullets. So I'm going to try to do that and show you guys how much better it makes your weapons. Alrighty, so that's enough about all of that. I understand that in these first playthroughs I always talk a lot like this, but it's only so you guys can understand everything. So I really hope you guys are still enjoying it, okay? I provided a time code for you, so if you didn't follow that and you're complaining right now, it's totally on you, and you know it. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and proceed. Let me check my settings real quick. Okay, so by default, it's auto-aiming. See, type C is now the manual mode. So I'm gonna keep it on type A here, alright? And I'm gonna try to do the dodging mechanism here because there's a zombie in my way and I don't really want to use ammo right now. Bullshit! Run, Jill, run! Oh yeah, so with the door sequences, I'll show you every door.
September 28th, daylight.
Oh, Jill can narrate for me.
The monsters have overtaken the city.
Yep.
Somehow, I'm still alive.
Well, you survived the mansion incident. This shouldn't be that much different. Alright, so with the door sequences, I'll show you every door as long as I haven't been in the room before.
Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about?
Just random civilian.
I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
He's pissed.
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
No! I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone! I told you! I'm not leaving! Never! Just get away from me.
Alright, so there's really no helping him. So this guy's name, if you're wondering, is Dario. And really, throughout the game, he has no real significance. But anyway, he's there, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now watch this. You see these two doors right now? They're obviously textured because they were just moving a little bit ago. Watch when I exit the scene and go back to it. They are no longer textured. So that's just something to point out. Alrighty. So let's look around a little bit, because being the first playthrough, we got a lot of time to kill. I'm not going for major rank here, so I'll be looking in a lot of places. Alright, we got handgun bullets, and they look exactly the same as Resident Evil 2. So, very similar to Resident Evil 2. Not a lot of changes, other than more animations and different story and everything I explained in the prologue. Alright, another thing, I'm still not going to use first aid sprays because I am going to at least try to get a good rank while I can. So, forget the first aid sprays. Okay, so here's something they didn't show in the prologue. Stairs now, you don't have to press the action button to go up or down them. You could simply go right up them and up and down them. And you could walk up them, and you can walk on them too. So there you go. And here's the 180-degree turn thing again. Alrighty. So yep, a lot of things are improved. Alrighty. And this is the save room of Resident Evil 3 and the music associated with it. So get used to this theme. Alright. Warehouse key, of course. Now once again, certain objects are checkable, and objects that are checkable I will check for the first playthrough so you can see their alternative names. A small key with a tag attached to it. It says backdoor on the tag. Alright, so this is now the backdoor key. Alright, there is an ink ribbon here. I'm gonna take it. Now, even though this may be one of the easiest Resident Evil games in the series, in my personal opinion, there is a formidable foe throughout this entire game. That is Nemesis, and he has an insta-kill attack. So there will be very dangerous moments throughout this game, and I would really hate it if I died and had to go all the way back to the beginning. I mean, that happened once in Resident Evil 1. And I really don't want it to happen again. So I may save a couple times throughout this entire full play series. But for now, I'm not going to need it for a while. Alright? Alright. So, I'm going to obviously keep the handgun and the handgun bullets on me. The reloading tool is something I'll use quite often throughout the entire game. So, that's also going to always be on me. So what do we got over here? Oh, here's some gunpowder. So this is A. This will create handgun bullets for me. Alright, so let's go ahead and combine each. Now, I'm not going to combine the gunpowders. I'm not going to combine both of the gunpowders before the reloading tool. I'm actually just going to make them individually, because that way I will get to the improvement and enhanced ammo faster if I do it that way. So that's how we're going to do it. Oops, I didn't mean to check it. Oh yeah, so now the combine is 1 up. It's not on the very bottom anymore. That makes things a lot easier. Alright, combine all of this crap. Alright, so now we got 60 handgun bullets back up. It's a considerable amount, so we should be good. Oh, and as you saw in the item box, the knife is in there, in case I ever need it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and proceed. We are done with this area. I still get stuck behind walls. That hasn't changed. I feel like the running is a little faster than Resident Evil 2 as well. The backdoor key is used, and yes, I will discard it.